So disputes, this last little bit that I'm going to touch on about disputes. If there's a dispute between a board and a unit owner, RECA has no authority. The owners or the person calling that has a problem can recruit other owners if they choose to, and they can call a meeting to deal with the issue. They can have mediation or arbitration to try to resolve an issue, or an individual or a group of individuals can always take legal action. In the case of unit owners and the condo manager, RECA would prefer that the unit owners deal with the condo board first. The contract for the services of the condo manager are between the brokerage and the condo corporation, and the board is responsible for overseeing that. So if you as a unit owner have an issue or a problem, you should be speaking to your board or let your board know, and they will typically deal with the condo manager. If it still can't be resolved, the matter can come to RECA as a last option to make an official complaint to RECA. If the board is having an issue with the condo manager and they can't resolve it, they have two ways to deal with it. One is they can make a complaint to RECA, or they can take, if appropriate, legal action with the management company. Here's a little bit of what's happened since we've been regulating the industry. Since October 1st of last year, this is what's happened with complaints to RECA. So the first part is related to specifically to the Real Estate Act and the rules. So 86% of all the complaints that we received since October 1st have been dismissed. One of the misconceptions that happened, and one of the problems we had in our first year and a half of doing regulating this industry, is that there were many condo owners and boards that had issues from previous years, that when all of a sudden when RECA's on the scene, they thought, oh, this is a place we can take this to. But if it happened before December 1st of 2021, we have no authority at all, no matter what it was. We have no authority over it previous to that date. And then many of the complaints that have come in since that date are on things that we have no authority over, that are specifically under the CPA or its regulations or the bylaws of a condo corporation. And they're not something that the condo manager can be held responsible for. So 86% have been dismissed, and that includes, it's really regarding a board decision or action. It's something specific to the CPA. It was a frivolous complaint, or there was insufficient evidence or information to proceed. 7% of the balance of the complaints were closed after investigation, insufficient evidence, and in some cases the complainant was unwilling to cooperate fully. And we do have a alternate dispute resolution process, that if a board and a manager and brokerage agree to go into alternate dispute resolution, that can happen. And if they resolve the issue, then that can be reported back to RECA, and RECA would close the complaint file on it. So the way we handle it is the complaints received. There's an initial review by a team that looks at all the complaints that come in. It's either dismissed at that point for various reasons that I mentioned, or an investigation is opened. Once the investigation is opened, we may need to contact the complainant for more information or to get clarification. And they may also contact the person who's being complained about, get more information from the licensee. Once all the homework is done on the investigation, a decision is made as to whether or not the legislation or the rules were violated. And if they were, then sanctions would apply. And if no, the complaint would be dismissed and nothing further would happen. If sanctions are applied, then the licensee always has the option of appealing that to a hearing panel. And then the last little piece on the complaints is the sanctions vary according to the seriousness of the breach. RECA has quite significant sanction authority, and and one of the things that we can do beyond dealing with condo managers and brokerages is we also can go after unlicensed practice. So if there's people doing condominium management without a license, we can in fact go after that as well and take action against them. So the types of sanctions vary greatly. So an advisory note is not a sanction, but half of the people that have been sanctioned since October, or not sanctioned, but something has happened since October 1st, half of them, or 3.5% of the total complaints, got an advisory note. So that something small was done wrong, and it didn't really meet the level of being sanctioned. So they got an official letter saying what you did was inappropriate or wasn't carried out properly, and in the future you're expected to do the following. So then the balance of them led to sanction. So it could be a letter of reprimand, could be fines up to $25,000 for breach. So if we did an investigation and somebody did some very serious breaches of, say, 3 different pieces of the legislation, they could be fined up to $75,000 in that kind of a situation. We have seen fines by RECA in the 125 to 150,000 range, and with hearing costs and other costs on top of that. So we take things quite seriously. We could also have a requirement to take education, suspend a license for a short term or a long term, or in most serious cases, complete termination of the license. And we do publish case summaries quarterly, and it's posted on the RECA website. So you can go to our website and you'll see a list of the previous case summaries. If you want to subscribe to our mailouts for various publications, you can go to our website under consumers, and there's a place in a drop down there where you can subscribe to the RECA website, and you'll just, all that happens is anything that we send out to the public and to the industry would also go out to all the people that have subscribed to that address. And it's part of being transparent to the public that we do that.